Good morning everybody and welcome back to I Loaf You. So today we are going to be making a whole wheat bread. So we are going to start out, I have 1.5 ounces of our Star Bake Rustic yeast blend in our mixing bowl. And to that we are going to add in now 2.5 ounces of sugar. And then we are also going to add our 1 pound and 6 ounces of warm water. And then we are just going to whisk this up and let it bubble up a little bit. Alright, now that we've let our yeast rest and you can see it started to bubble because it's activated, we are going to add in our wheat flour and our white flour. And I use all King Arthur flour. It works the same every time and it works very well. And we are going to add in our oil as well. And then we are going to put this right on our mixer and get it mixing. Alright, so we'll raise the bowl. We have our dough hook on our mixer. And we are going to set our timer on here for 3 minutes, 4 minutes. And we are going to start on low speed and just let this mix. Alright, so now we are going to turn our mixer up to speed 2 and we are going to set it for 6 minutes. Now this second mixing is to build the gluten strands, which is what builds a better rising and a better textured bread. So we want to get this set and turned on and mix it again now for 6 minutes. our dough all mixed, and I have removed our dough hook from our mixing bowl. So now that we have mixed it, we want to cover our mixing bowl with a towel, and we are going to let this sit now for 1 hour for our first initial rise, and then we will be back to weigh out our portions and put it into our pans. All right, it has been about an hour, so we are going to uncover, and you can see our bread has risen a little bit and it's nice and soft. So we are going to take this over to our workbench and we are going to get it measured and formed into our loaf. All right, to start with here, I have some flour down on our bench, and I have pre-sprayed our pan with a little bit of pan spray. So I'm going to make this in 2 different style loaves for you. I'm going to make the traditional loaf as well as a sandwich loaf. So I'm just using a little bit of flour just so it doesn't stick. And you are pressing it down a little bit, but not too much. And then we are going to divide this in half. You can weigh it. I am not going to. And then you take your slightly flattened, you want the less pretty side on top right now, and you will fold and press so that your dough comes together in a nice loaf shape. And you can roll it just a little bit. You can see here, it looks like a nice loaf. And I will place this right onto our sprayed pan. And now we are going to do the same with our other loaf. You just want to make it, for a sandwich bread, you want to make it a size and shape that fits into your bread pan. So that one's okay to be a little squatter. And you can see here I have our 2 very different loaves. You have the sandwich bread as well as the regular loaf. So now I am going to spray the tops of both of my bread loaves with water. It'll just give it a nice crust on the outside of the loaf. And for a regular bread loaf, I also like to make a few cuts on the top of the dough. You can do the same on the sandwich bread, however it will not look sandwichy, if that's a word, at that point. So I leave that one alone. And we want to put these in I'm going to put them in the proof box to rise so that it happens a little quicker. You would just want to leave these in a warm room. If it's a humid day, these are going to rise much quicker. You can see here maybe the loaf that was not in a pan is rising a little bit quicker than the one that is. So I'm going to transfer this one to another sheet pan and let it continue to rise while I put this one into a 350-degree oven to start baking.